still haven't abandoned the Bitcoin as being like a good store of value. But once I started digging into XRP, I started digging into their partnerships. And once I started digging into their partnerships, you start realizing things like Solana, Algorand, Cardano's another one,
Yeah.
CeeLo. They've got huge backers and huge ties to governments globally.
I
So
know.
you can't ignore that.
That's the thing that you cannot ignore. As much as you want to, you made like a project, the technology. If you're gonna look from the outside and make a righteous decision, you cannot ignore the fact of how much backing these companies have.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, I heard John McAfee passed away.
Yeah.
And I saw a clip from him, and he started off big into Bitcoin too.
Yeah.
But he's like, you can't make a Model T a supercharged race car.
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen that clip.
I just saw that clip yesterday.
Yeah. So, but he's got a point.
Yeah.
And I've heard, if you listen to Charles Hoskinson, who's the Cardano.
Love him. Cardano. Yeah.
Yep. He said him and Vitalik, who's the co-founder of Ethereum, he said those two guys started off developing on Bitcoin. He said, and the reason they went to Ethereum was because you couldn't upgrade Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It was impossible the way it was designed. You can't bring smart contracts to it. So that's how they got into Ethereum.
Yeah.
And then, they had kind of a rift between them, and he went to Cardano. But,
right.
I think Bitcoin serves a purpose, but
yeah.
I mean, just like I saw one of your videos recently, and we included it on one of ours recently too. FTX chose Solana as their blockchain for their exchange to tokenize those assets.
Yeah, man.
Why didn't they choose Bitcoin?
Why didn't they choose Bitcoin? Yeah.
There's a reason.
I know. And these Maxi'S and stuff, they get so mad about this. It's like, you shouldn't get mad about it. You should just look at the whole scope.
That's you made a great point. You said, and I think humans in general have this tendency when we like something and find out something that we think is like super innovative, like Bitcoin, which it is.
Which it is, yeah.
You develop a biases, and you don't want to, and especially once you start maybe investing in it, you don't want to think that you could be wrong or there might be something better out there.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is there is a reality that we're heading towards where Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano and XRP and Algorand can all do well.
Yeah.
You know it?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, with this being a brand new asset class, you just don't know what's all gonna be great. You know what I mean? You have your choices, but what people need to realize is that Cardano could do well, Algorand could do well, XRP could do well. You know what I mean? It's not like there's one specific thing that you need to hold on to. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so I agree with you 100%. The news is coming out every day. I saw an article recently. I think it came out this past week about the previous week where Bitcoin and Ethereum on the institutional level saw net outflows that week, yet Cardano and Stellar XLM institutions were net buyers that week. That should tell you the shift that we're watching develop before our eyes.
Right in front of your face. Right behind the scenes. Just stacking bricks.
I mean, it's, there's a lot going on with that Taproot upgrade on Bitcoin and Lightning Network and Bitcoin Cash, and which could do well. But my thing is, and you may be more knowledgeable about this than me, that Flare network I've started to learn about.
Yeah.
But I've heard, if you put Bitcoin on Flare, you don't need the Lightning Network.
I was just going to say that they can make Bitcoin an F asset on the Flare network, I believe. That's
right. So, and like I said, and if you want to expound on this, what I understand is they can just wrap Bitcoin or be like wrap Bitcoin on Ethereum, and you can have Bitcoin's intrinsic properties and use the scalability of the Flare blockchain.
Right. I think there's a reason Flare Network hasn't said anything about that yet.
What do you think that might, what do you think that might be?
I don't I don't know. I don't know whatsoever, but I'm waiting. I'm looking at these guys. I'm like, why aren't you guys talking about the number one cryptocurrency out there, Bitcoin, and putting it on your platform right now?
Because do you remember how long ago it was? Because they came out with like Litecoin and Dogecoin was going to run on Flare. And I'm thinking, what about Bitcoin?
Yes. Yes.
And you know something that I'm sure you've noticed too, Brad Garlinghouse, the Ripple CEO.
Yeah.
When he comes out and speaks about Bitcoin, he doesn't bash Bitcoin.
No.
He doesn't say that it's going away. I think he's actually been on the record saying that it was here to stay. And I think that's where.
And he holds some too.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he holds Bitcoin.
Did not know that. You know, you listen to him on these tapes and he sounds like this nice, amicable guy. But it was Greg Kidd. He was telling that, he said Brad is like super aggressive. He's like a freaking shark, man.
You know what? As obvious as he tries to be nice, that's one of the things I picked up on when I saw him. I said he puts too much of a good show on, you know, on the interviews and stuff. I guarantee he's a monster behind the scenes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a channel that I watch, and I'm sure you probably tune in occasionally too. It talks about, you know, all the world's a stage.
Yes.
Yeah. And so
there it is. There it is, man.
You know, I think like this is proof. Like, why, if you're a Bitcoin maxi, or let's say you're a Bitcoin hater, let's say you're an XRP maxi, the space, especially from a regulatory angle, would work so much better if XRP and Bitcoin integrate. Interoperability is where the space is really going.
That's where it's going.
Let's go ahead and get on the same team and use the benefits of both technologies where they are proficient at,
where they're needed.
Yes.
Just like you see Cosmos. I believe they have something called the IBC, Inter Blockchain Communications something. It's a way in which many blockchains can connect to each other, and that's what Cosmos like is thriving on.
You know what Cosmos is one of those, and you know, that World Economic Forum came out, and you know, they promoted Ethereum, and then they promoted 6 other cryptos on throughput and scalability. You've covered a lot this extensively on your channel, some good videos.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Cosmos is one of those, as well as Polkadot, that wasn't mentioned by the World Economic Forum. And do you think they get left out in this revolution, or do you think they still have a role to play?
I think they still have a role to play. I'm not sure of the role that they have, though. You know what I mean? I need to do some more research myself on those projects to learn, because I didn't get involved with Polkadot early, but you know, I'm inclined to go do some more research because I'm hearing so many good things about it too. You know what I mean?
I'm in the same boat as you, because I'm really torn on it, because they've got a lot of activity going on and a lot of benefits. But I wonder if, you know, maybe the World Economic Forums, you know, is saying which ones the institutions are going to use. Maybe Polkadot and like a Cosmos, a Binance Smart Chain, maybe they're for the retail side of things. What do you think? That might be where it's going?
Possibly. I'm thinking that XLM will be used in the retail side.
I do too.
You think so?
I do too.
Yeah.
It's always kind of, you know, they say that Jed McCaleb had a falling out with Ripple. So he has a modified fork of Ripple and called the Stellar Consensus Protocol. And it's like, you know, I can't tell. I mean, I can't tell if XLM are partnering together, if they're competing. To me, it's like a super gray area.
Yeah. I have a feeling that everybody's working together.
I think so too. Do you think that maybe, and that would tie in with all the world's a stage, maybe it was like kind of a fake falling out, and maybe he creates this fork to like you said, go towards the retail angle and use XRP as the bridge asset for the institutions. I mean, because he's still I mean, he has sold a lot of XRP, and he's still got millions more to sell.
Yeah.
So it's really weird.
I think that's exactly what's happening.
Did what I understand is, I think Jed had some early ties to Bitcoin and the Mt. Gox exchange.
Yes, he does. And I remember Digital Asset Investor talking about this and how he never gets in trouble.
I know. So, the Mt. Gox exchange is like maybe the biggest fraud we've seen since Enron.
Yeah.
And then he goes to Ripple, has the falling out, and then Ripple's being sued, yet Jed and McCaleb is scotch-free. And you just wonder, how's this guy dodging this? How? Man, it's mind-blowing.
It's great for us to be able to recognize this, because not the average human is not going to be able to recognize things like this. They're just like the average person out there. They're just going through life. They may hear about cryptos. They may see the prices go up on the news or something like that, but they're not getting the in-depth information about what's going on here. This is a brand new asset class coming here. The innovation is happening right in front of our face. And I do feel sorry for some people who are just going to get left.
And the biggest advantage, like me and you have, and everybody else, on the retail side has, is compared to the internet bubble or internet revolution, I should say, they didn't have YouTube that people could pile their bits of information together and connect these dots.
Right.
They had to rely on the mainstream. This time, the governments aren't able, and the institutions aren't able to suppress the true winners. And
this is the reason why you see all these different stories coming out with the headlines and all that. There's so many different stories that I have you going like this. You know what I mean? You're like, what do I? You know what I mean? It's nuts, and that's because of the amount of information that we're able to receive today.
That's right. And back to you have the World Economic Forum headliners, but like a Cosmos, Binance Smart Chain, what I understand, built off what you were talking about, how Cosmos has that great system where you can develop your own blockchain. I'm pretty sure Binance Smart Chain did that off Cosmos.
Yep, they did it off the Cosmos SDK.
Yes.
And
what's wild to me though is Cosmos has roughly double of the projects being built on it compared to Polkadot, yet Polkadot has, I think, 3 to 4 times the market cap. I don't get that.
Wow.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
And I mean, because if you go back, the Simpsons have a big record of telling history. There's a lot of Cosmos and Atom references in those shows. So
yeah, and it's confusing because are they talking about Cosmos, the cryptocurrency? Are they talking about the Cosmos in space? You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true. I didn't think about.
Yeah,
because we've heard these talking heads like Elon Musk or PayPal Galactic talk about a galactic currency.
Yes.
So maybe that's which way they're going. It's crazy. But what we do know is we know the space, where the financial space is going.
We do know that.
But I don't know. Only time will tell. But what I'm hoping is, to help streamline this information that, like me and you, we've spent so much time in the space, and also benefiting from other channels too. We want retail to be leading this front and not the institutions.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this, man, just to help get as many people aware as possible. Even here throughout my day, if I come across someone, I'll always try to bring this up about them, bring crypto up to them to see if they're knowledgeable about it. Maybe I'll help them set up like a Celsius wallet or something basic so they can get their feet wet and start learning about where we're going.
So do you so um do you like like, and just this is maybe to help the general space out there. What is your take? Like if you had $100, how much would you keep on exchanges? How much would you keep on a software wallet like a Celsius, a hot wallet, and how much would you keep on a hard wallet?
Okay, so if I had $100, I would keep $25 on the Celsius wallet. I may have that in a cryptocurrency, or I might have it in a stable coin that I like that has really good APY. Um, I don't really like leaving coins on the exchanges.
Mount Gox.
Yeah, I really don't. There's just too much to it, and that, I've been scammed so much in my early days, which has has helped me also. But
Right.
so maybe 15 of that on on an exchange, and then the rest I'd have, and maybe two other cryptocurrencies that I really believe in on a ledger or on a cold storage wallet.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm actually 100% on board with that.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's good to have a little bit on exchanges, one for liquidity, but
Yeah.
also, I mean, you can mess yourself up on a hardware wallet too.
Oh yeah.
Lose those keys.
You use those keys. Yeah.
But you definitely, and if you've got a lot of value in crypto, and you don't have a hardware wallet, you are taking a big gamble.
Wow. Yeah.
A
You
big
definitely
gamble.
are. History should be enough, but sometimes it's not for people.
I know it. And that's the big. I think that might be, other than regulatory clarity, the next step is, for the average person, and most people have the ability to, but going through getting a hardware wallet and getting it set up and keeping up with those keys and keeping them safe, it's a lot of trouble for the average user,
Right.
And I think that's a big bridge that we're going to have to cross to move mainstream.
Yeah. That's the thing. See, the thing about being in the space, see, we're all right. We're fine with it, but we also recognize that the majority is not going to be fine with that.
Right.
And they're putting things in place so that they don't have to worry about that.
I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, you're seeing like Citibank and Standard Charter, and many others are creating digital custody.
Yeah. Bank of America has like 90 blockchain patents. For what?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I did see, Bank of America and Ripple have been partners for a while, but I was reading about how Ripple or Bank of America used Algorand to win the hackathon on XRP.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
That's crazy. And also, did you see
wow, I gotta see that. I'm excited. Wow.
In Miami on that Bitcoin conference? Wow. And here's another problem and like I said, I am a fan of Bitcoin, but I have a problem with, they're going down to Miami.
Yes.
And they're talking about, F the government. They're showing bloody pictures of politicians. That's not the way. That's not the way to win. While that's happening, you've got Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple CEO, with Algorand executives at parties. Like, I mean, that's the audience that matters.
Yes, exactly.
And go ahead.
It almost, I don't know if this is so, but it's true. But it almost feels like, because I talked to a few other people in the XRP community about the Bitcoin Miami conference, and they all got that same feeling, like, what's going on here? You know what I mean?
It's puzzling, man. It's like, what?
Yeah, I didn't get that. So and then with my mind, I'm thinking, is this all a setup in a show, or you know what I mean? Because then you got Brad Garlinghouse and you got Andreessen Horowitz, or no?
That's right.
They were talking with Sylvia from Algorand. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
And Silvio is, he won that touring award,
Such a
and
smart,
then
smart dude. You ever hear him talk?
I've heard him briefly. I've
Yeah.
actually heard Gary Gensler, the SEC chair, talk more about him
Yeah.
than I've heard him talk himself.
Because his videos keep coming up. Every time you watch a video, Gary Gensler comes right up. That's how the algorithm was on my side.
Did you see that project that MIT worked on and listed as the developers and attributors was Gary? You see Gary Gensler and Sylvia McCauley, and then if you see the business partners that were involved, you got like BNY Mellon,
Yes,
Citibank, I think it was Fidelity and Ripple.
I saw it in the document. I'm like, look at all this.
So you can really the World Economic Forum. If you dig into those companies, you can see where every one of them has ties to each other.
Yeah,
every one of them. I mean, that's what's not coming out on the mainstream. They like the media pushes Dogecoin, and I think to distract the masses.
Yeah.
While over here you've got the real antics going on.
That's the distraction. So I tell people I always watch the news just to see what they're lying to us about.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna keep that quote and like just put like that in parentheses and attribute the blockchain monkeys for it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
man.
awesome. Did you see? I tell you what was fascinating was. Have you seen what's been going on with this John McAfee tweet that's resurfaced about?
Yes.
He said that, of course, he's always been talking about, he could bring down the U.S. government, and he's talking about who created Bitcoin, and he came out, and said it was Joel Katz, the CTO at Ripple, was Satoshi Nakamoto.
He said that.
That quote came out, and then he instantly deleted it, but it's actually resurfacing around the internet right now. And, David Schwartz is brilliant. And if you go back, he actually, I think he filed a blockchain patent in 1989.
Yes.
Bitcoin went live in like the end of the first decade of 2000s. So that's a 20-year time frame that he could have been working on it.
I know. It's so crazy you say that, because I didn't know that about John McAfee tweeting that. But years before, like years ago, I was thinking, me and a couple guys were like, I wonder if he had something to do with making Bitcoin, man. It was a question. It was like, I just wonder,
I know it.
He's that brilliant. He's that smart.
He's that brilliant. And the fact that Ripple, the early guys in Ripple have ties to the early times of Bitcoin, and the fact that they don't come out and like attack Bitcoin, that tells me that very, very, very reasonable chance that they could have at least been early developers of it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's in my brain, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see. I'm really interested. One thing, I was thinking about buying, because R3 and that Corda Settler, XDC. I've thought about buying it. I don't know if you want to disclose what you've done or haven't done with XDC, but
you know what? I'm just getting more, or within the past 2 months, getting more and more information. XDC. I bought a little bit of XDC, but I just got an email from Trusting Yourself. He's on Twitter, and he's like, dude, you better grab some XDC. So I'm gonna look at XDC some more. So you probably have maybe more information on that than I do regarding XDC.
I was doing some digging, and it came out that JP Morgan, it was JP Morgan, it was Citibank, I think it was BNY Mellon and Standard Chartered.
Yeah.
They partnered up with R3 on that HQLA, which was high quality liquid assets. So R3 founds this project in 2017. And then XDC was created by XFin, which works integrating this using the XDC coin. And that tells me, I think XDC has a big role to play. But my question is, with XDC, especially with R3, Sue and Ripple, having that fallout with Ripple at the end of last year, maybe they're trying to compete with Ripple. I don't know. I do know if XDC was on one of the major exchanges, if I could store XDC on a hardware wallet, I would buy some right now. But I don't like holding crypto that I can't store in cold storage. That's what I don't like doing. That's the only reason I haven't bought any.
XDC, it's not available for Ledger yet.
From the research I've done,
okay.
I can't figure out how to do it.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that you can't, but you know, I've done some different ones, and there's many out there that you have to, like a Cardano or a Solana. HBAR is another one. Elrond. You know, you have to go through a third party to store it on like a Ledger or a Trezor.
Okay.
Which I have no problem doing that with XDC, but I haven't figured out how to even do that.
XDC has let me see, they have an app too. You can.
That's right.
Store it on, but and you can get your private keys that way.
I saw that.
You see,
my thing, I like a Celsius and a Trust wallet. My problem is or not my problem, but for me, just for simplicity, like consolidation purposes, I like either having it on an exchange or a cold storage wallet.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit less complex.
Yeah, because you're like, I got so many passwords, it's crazy.
I know it's brutal, man. It's brutal.
It is. It's like I got a book of passwords.
Hopefully you hadn't taken a picture of it.
Huh?
You've heard a lot of people taking pictures of those passwords, and that's how they get hacked.
Yeah.
They'll store it to like Google Drive or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
Oh no.
Can you imagine? Like take Ethereum, for example. Those people that were buying Ethereum for 2 pennies on the dollar, and you know, they accumulate, let's say they had a few hundred ETH tokens. And then they lose it all, like you talk about getting scammed. It's like, man, those guys would be worth tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars right now.
Crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, because down in 2017 when I got in, I mean, there's a lot of scams now too. I mean, but there was just so many scams. And then when you're brand new coming into the space, it's nuts, man. If I understand why a lot of people left and never came back.
Right. And you've been from talks with me and you've been in the space a little bit longer than we have. So I think I've seen it in the year and a half, roughly, maybe 2 years. I'm trying to think. Year and a half to 2 years that I've been in, I bet you have really seen a shift in how much farther the security has come and the legitimacy has come into this space.
Yeah. It's crazy to see the legitimacy, because when I was first got in, it was like, oh shit, is this shit really gonna go anywhere? Because you know, it was like kind of scary, because you were like, this is making a lot of money, but this could possibly not go anywhere. You know what I mean? So it was scary. But then you'd read articles, or you'd hear a little piece that connects governments to it, and then it's like you'd hear more. Then the stories kept coming. The legitimacy kept getting stronger, and then it got to a point. It got to a point where your confidence, if you've been in the space for a while, can't be shaken anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where I have that's what I appreciate so much now is I have, you know, I've bought a lot since it's been this violent crash, but one thing I've kind of calmed my buying a little bit to kind of see which way we're going, but. In terms of like selling out of fear where the market's going, no way. 0% chance.
No,
it's
good.
not happening.
Right.
You know, this is one thing, you know, Michael Saylor, he goes a little bit extreme on the Bitcoin Maxi deal. But one thing I like what he said is, he says, why would you trade a strong asset for a weaker asset? That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
When was the best time to sell Amazon? You know, how about never?
Never. Just keep going. they just there's Amazon warehouses popping up around where I live. They just keep popping up,
Really?
and they just keep getting into more and more businesses.
You know, I'm down here. I know my accent gives it away. I'm down here in the South, and
Yeah.
we've got a couple of Amazon distribution centers, but don't see a whole lot of them. But I have seen a bunch of Amazon trucks for sure.
Yeah, they're
So,
working on drones and everything for
that's gonna be
delivery.
crazy. What are you gonna do when you order your gallon of milk and it shows up on your front step from a drone?
Shoot it. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, and you know for decades, you know, the stories about how, you know, babies are delivered by birds. You know, they drop the
Yeah.
basket. Well, maybe drones are going to be our kids' fairy tales where the babies come from.
Yeah. That's nuts. That's weird, huh?
It is. Do you get big into like staking or anything like that, or are you just kind of like a holder?
Yeah. So I'm using some staking protocols. Solana, staking that.
What's the return on that right now on Solana?
You know, the longer that you have your stake, the more that you're able to earn. I've actually just like staked my Solana, and I don't look at it.
And so maybe you know, I do a little bit of staking. I do all mine on exchanges because on cold storage, I like just holding the asset. But if you want to, maybe for the audience that is not as familiar with staking and like what it is, if you want to maybe expound on that a little bit.
Oh, so staking, like it's a way for you. What I really love about staking is you can't sell it on an impulse. On some of these platforms, you'll have to wait like 21 or 14 days to get it back, get it off. And by that time, you know what I mean, you get to settle yourself. You know what I mean? So, but it's a way to help secure a network, and by you helping to secure the network, you're receiving rewards in that token, a certain percentage.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that is I think that's what's going to bring the institutions in, because you know what institutions love more than anything is compound interest. And they can sit there and park. They can go buy, put their $5 million of whatever into a staking platform. And right now, you know, if you go to the bank, I don't know about in your area, mine's like, if you're lucky, if you get 0.1, like a tenth of a percent interest, you can earn 10 to 20% interest on some of these tokens on using by staking. So
it's amazing. And then the more money you have, it's all green.
Here's my biggest take on the staking is, let's take Solana. All right, Solana, you earn, let's say 15% interest year over year. Let's say you do that for 2 or 3 years. Well, now you're earning 15% of Solana when Solana is worth X. So you're getting more of that token now.
That
in 5 years, that 15% interest was really like getting 1,500% interest.
That's, you know what? I forgot to mention that. That's a beautiful thing you just stated. That is the part that really, really made me grab a hold of staking, because I'm like, I already believe in these coins. I like the percentage that I'm getting off of these coins. Not to mention that the price could go up.
Right.
You know,
I mean, it's the options are endless. I mean, it is, and people say here. I think this is the biggest hindrance to people, and it was to me. This sounds too good to be true.
Yeah, it does.
The reason it's not is because there was a time Amazon was $6 a share. Now Amazon, I don't know, $3,000-$4,000 a share, plus that's after splits.
Yeah.
When there is, you know, and we're 2 decades removed. Every couple decades or so, you have an opportunity. Usually it takes longer than that, but you know, we're in this tech age and things are sped up. You have opportunities that when they revolutionize the market, it is 1,000x, 10,000x from its beginning. And so it's not too good to be true, because last time I checked, I think the crypto market was around $1.5 trillion market cap. Is that right? Yeah. If if you don't even consider derivatives, the global market cap I say dollars, euros, fiat currencies, it's 200-300 plus $1 trillion. That's a 200 or 300x from where we're at.
Yeah, man.
So, I'm not going to say you put $5 into Solana and you're going to wake up with $1 million. Right. But you could put $1,000 into Solana and make $250,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very possible.
Very possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen tomorrow, but if you're willing to wait 3, 5, 10 years,
yeah,
have a little bit of patience.
A little bit.
A little bit. I was talking to this guy. Of course, I love football and basketball watching, and I love playing basketball.
Okay.
But I play tennis every week, try to get my cardio up.
Yeah.
And I was talking to this older guy. He was in his 70s, and he was telling me, he said, yeah, I bought Ethereum for 900 and it went up to 1800. So I just sold out, and I'm just kind of waiting right now. I'm like, man, if you see what it's going to do, why would you sell out?
Right.
But, I think right now a lot of people are trying to make quick money. There will be a day when there are mutual funds that are crypto investments, kind of like how there's mutual funds in the stock market focusing on tech stocks.
Oh yeah, it's already happening now.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's already happening with mutual funds, hedge funds. You ever watch Digital Asset Investor?
I do. I love that guy.
Love him. Yeah,
that guy.
He's real knowledgeable about that stuff, and that's where I got that information from.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know he talks about I lost my screen there for a second.
Okay.
I know he talks a lot about that I Trust Capital IRA option for crypto, which it could be a good deal, but if it was a Roth IRA, I'm all in. But if you let's just say you had $50 million in that IRA when you get ready to retire, you're going to pay a hefty tax bill when you withdraw it because it was all pre-tax.
Yeah.
But if you could put a Roth IRA and invest in Cardano and Solana, oh my gosh.
They don't have that in there?
I know they have Cardano. I don't know if they have Solana.
Okay.
I do know they have Cardano.
They have the Roth IRA in there?
Oh, I don't know if they have a Roth.
Okay.
I don't know if that. From what I can tell, they don't. But I need to do more digging into I Trust Capital. It's a fascinating concept.
I can find out too, because I have some I Trust Capital emails in my list.
Okay.
Yeah. I can find out if they have a Roth. Yeah.
Because to kind of prove what we were talking about, how you put $1,000 and you make $50,000 or $250,000. Peter Thiel started off with like $1,900 in that Roth IRA, and now he's got $5 billion in it. And he's making too much to contribute to it now. So
right. Wow. What year did he start that?
He started that, I think is it the late 80s or early 90s?
Wow.
Put $1,900 in it, and I'm sure part of it went into PayPal, and I don't know, maybe in Amazon or stocks. He's kind of like that Anderson Horowitz guy. They're just super successful VCs.
It's just one after the next, because they don't stop either.
That's right.
They're beasts. Yeah.
So maybe to kind of wrap things up, when you see like FTX, on the Miami Heat arena, and now they're the official sponsor of MLB, and then you saw, do you follow the NFL pretty close at all, or?
Yeah.
Did you see where Trevor Lawrence put?
Yes, I did.
$24 million in the crypto.
Yes.
Of his signing bonus.
Yes.
I think sports may be the new frontier for crypto.
Yeah, that's because that's one hell of an endorsement deal to start before NFL even started. Because look, when the NFL season starts, don't think he's not going to be the only one that's going to be getting these type of deals going on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we know, me and you both know how global professional sports is.
Yeah.
And the original movement, and it still is a main theme of the cryptocurrency movement, is empowerment of of people that are disadvantaged in society.
Yeah.
And a lot of athletes come from you might say disadvantaged societal positions.
Yep.
And when you're reaching people, especially globally, we have the benefits. I know the US dollar is printed into oblivion, but we have a relatively stable currency compared to a lot of other nations.
Compared to other nations, yeah.
And so, yeah, exactly. I like it. But that message that athletes are going to be able to portray around the world, I'm sure it'll get into soccer and everything.
Yeah.
It'll. I think this has maybe for the first time given the average man and woman the opportunity to elevate themselves.
Yeah. From
lower class to middle class, from middle class to upper class. Take some. We're used to the big money, the strong hands taking the money from the weak hands.
Yeah.
This is the one time where people can put maybe just $100, and for some people, if $100 turns into $8,000 or $9,000, that's life changing.
Yeah,
that's life changing.
Yeah.
I mean, it gets them, maybe it just builds that emergency fund, maybe pays off some of that debt that was about to evict them from their home.
Yeah, it gives people confidence.
Yes, and so when they look up and you see LeBron James throw a dunk, he lifts his shirt up and underneath he's got a Bitcoin or an XRP logo, and Tom Brady throws a touchdown to Antonio Brown, and he dances and holds up a Cardano sign or whatever.
Yeah.
I think crypto has gotten to this point now where it's out of the government and institutional hands to stop it. So now they have to join it. So let's join it with them and not let them mandate to us what we're going to do.
Right. Absolutely. And that's the thing about crypto. They can't stop it.
They can't do it unless if they want to just shut down the electrical power grid.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the only way.
Yeah,
but if they did that, then it would just be an apocalyptic state,
Yeah,
and nobody. I mean, you shut down the power. I saw a stat one time. It's a little bit unrelated, but I saw a stat that if the power grid went down for a month, it was something absurd, like 80 to 90% of people would die.
Wow.
It is absurd.
That's nuts.
Just because
huge.
We rely so much on it for, if you take away power, you start affecting supply chain, food, medicine, people that have to take medicine every day. You can't get it because everything's down. So obviously shutting down the power grid and the internet's not a viable alternative. So
right. There's that.
What's that saying? Was it that first they laugh at you, then they ignore you, then they fight you. I think we're in the latter stages of fighting. And I think we're about to win.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's tomorrow, 6 months, 18 months, or 3 years, but we're getting close.
Yeah. And that's the thing that is going to help people like me and you is like, we understand that, but we also can understand it could be 2 more years. Yeah, too.
It could. It could.
And I'm seeing now Voyager, I believe they just got on a NASCAR.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
That's all. I like Voyager.
Yeah, I like it too. And because I think that they're going to be integrating with the traditional system a little bit better than a lot. Yeah.
I think, and plus, like on your DOT tokens, it's like 8%, Cardano 5% interest, and they do interest on Bitcoin and Ethereum too. So
yeah,
I think they're going to drop it. I'm trying to think. Voyager is their parent company is a huge Canadian bank.
Yes,
I can't remember which one it is. Massive.
I just saw it too, and I was looking at Voyager not too long ago.
But either way, they're one of the biggest players.
Yeah.
In Canada, might be the biggest player. I can't remember, but they're leading the front, and of course Voyager's here in the U.S. too. So
aren't they on the stock on the stock exchange?
Yes, they are. They are.
Yeah,
they're a big deal.
Yeah. Well, it's awesome speaking to you, bro.
Man, I hope this is our first of many. Maybe
Oh yeah.
maybe once a month or something like this, we could join up. You produce good content, great content.
Thank you, man.
That's how I was like, dang. I said I saw the thumbnail, clicked on the video, I saw the intro, and then I saw the content you put. I said, man, this guy's got it going on.
Thank you, man. It's fun when I have the time. It's just that with kids, it's hard to be able to, because I want to put out more. You know what I mean?
I know it.
Life is just
Yeah, and like me, I've got a full-time job, so
yeah.
What I do, what I can do is pretty much all at night. So
Okay.
you got these other channels that are posting 4 times a day. It's like,
yeah, man.
Gosh, man. I don't think people, if you put, and this,
yeah,
if you put a 5-minute video out, you might have spent 30 minutes or an hour.
Yeah.
So, it wears on you, especially I've got a kid coming in October.
Oh,
and
nice.
You've already got him. And,
congratulations.
It's a lot of effort to put it into, to compile it into a clip that's presentable. And
yeah.
But love your enthusiasm, and appreciate if we get checked out and give us a like and subscribe. We're Wolf of Block Street, but street's not spelled out, it's just ST.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I subscribed to you maybe like 2 or 3 days ago. You guys put out really good content too, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I saw those
That's
comments.
why I subscribed.
Yeah, I subscribed to you, I think yesterday. I think it was yesterday
sweet.
when I did. So definitely going to be tuning into your videos. And like I said, my buddy Sam, he's my co-host.
Okay,
he's moving today. So maybe next time we can do like a three-part deal.
Let's do it, man.
Definitely looking forward to that. And man, peace out.
Thank you, man. Peace out. Have a great one.
You too.
Keep buying that dip.
That's right. That's right.
All right, man.
Cause it's the standard in this bitch. XRP. I went to YouTube University, and now they mocking me with no degree. We saying by the swift, keep it walking. Respect your elders in these bushes. Bitcoin is talking.